Nick fires Sally, and then Sally and Phyllis have an altercation. As Nikki was leaving Newman, Victoria informed her that she had just given Nate the post of CEO at Newman Media. Nikki can't believe it. Exactly what about Chancellor Winters? She surmises that he had a family blowout. According to Victoria, they are aware of his activities but are unaware that he is collaborating with her. Nikki doubts that she should give him a promotion because he has been loyal. Despite his lack of expertise, Victoria thinks he can handle the job. If he doesn't accept the position, Sally will be leaving the company regardless of how well they get along. Nikki believes Victor will be happy, but she does have a question regarding Nicholas. According to Victoria, he initially disagreed with her, but now agrees and is on his way to tell Sally the news. Nikki can't fathom his motivations for wanting to do it. Victoria reports that the businesslike nature of their relationship has changed. Nikki can't believe it, and is praying that it's not serious. Of all the girls out there, why her? She goes on a rant about the difficulties of the relationship, and she expresses her desire for Sally to handle the news with dignity. Victoria shrugs and says Nick wasn't responsible and she has no right to explode. Conversation shifts to Johnny and Chelsea. Victoria assures Nikki that although it has been difficult, Johnny is finally beginning to accept the situation, but he has no interest in seeing Chelsea, and Victoria does not blame him. She agrees with you 100%. Similar tales. The end of a seemingly happy couple was foretold by the television show Young and Restless. Sally remembers Nick removing her to a quiet corner at Crimson Lights for a chat. As he suspected, he has some bad news to share with her. Nick has a hard time breaking the news that she and Chloe would be replaced at Newman Media by Newman Enterprises, but he does so eventually. Is this coming from Victoria? Or you? Sally pauses and then asks. Nick claims it was a management decision, but Victoria made the final call. For her replacement, she has already found the perfect candidate. Sally lets out a heavy sigh. There was never much enthusiasm for her to lead Newman Media, so she shouldn't be surprised. This was something Nick prayed wouldn't occur. As he is against this, he tried to persuade her otherwise. I went to war for you. It means more to her than you realizes, Sally tells him. Nick is inconsolable. Sally notes that this was just a test. She is saddened, but she will recover. When compared to other things she's faced, this seems nothing. Nick affirms that she achieved the desired results. Sally insists that the position is hers by right because it appears on her resume. Chloe's possible dismissal is a source of anxiety for her. Nick feels bad that he wasn't able to convince his sister, but he'll try to help her find another job. Sally assures him he has no responsibility. Nick is sensitive to the fact that this is happening during a difficult emotional period for her, but that discussion is best left for another occasion. Yes, Sally will figure it out. Nick grabs hold of her hands. Kyle takes pictures of Summer and Harrison on their honeymoon. Now that the boy has come, they can't wait to go on a hike in the rainforest. The kids and adults alike pack up and leave for the beach. Rain soon drives Kyle, Summer, and Harrison indoors, where Kyle and Summer hand out Halloween treats to the kid. Summer assures Kyle that they will take him trick-or-treating next year, at which point he dashes off to show off his fox stuffed animal Zippy. As he kisses her, Kyle gushes that their honeymoon has been the best day of his life. Chelsea sulks and stares out the window of her suite before taking up the phone. She gives Chloe a call and proposes a meetup. Finding that she'll be away with the kids, she tells her to enjoy herself before cutting ties. Chelsea sighs as she takes one last look around her room before getting her keys and leaving. Phyllis meets up with Chelsea at the park, and Chelsea inquires as to how she is doing. Phyllis gripes about having to look at Diane Jenkins' face on a daily basis. They discuss why Chelsea left Fenmore's, and she assures Chelsea that she can relate. Say to yourself, it's for the best. Chelsea is perplexed as to what she might possibly mean by saying. Phyllis elaborates that Marchetti is missing out because Chelsea is so competent in her role. She discusses how she gave up her hotel business to help her daughter start her own. She says it's rewarding since it's great to be able to help her youngster out. Chelsea assumes she has other commitments and pleads, "Don't let me keep you." Phyllis has informed her that the podcast she recorded with Billy was fantastic. A common question is, why did you quit doing them? After a moment of thought, Chelsea shrugs. It was also time to let that go. Phyllis is confident that she will soon find the perfect job for her. Chelsea expresses gratitude and best wishes for a spooky Halloween. Phyllis agrees and then she leaves. Kyle, Summer, and Harrison are on their honeymoon when they complete a game and comment on how nice it is that the sun has come out again. They are now returning to the outdoors. Victoria leaves Newman and tells Nikki she's going to meet Johnny and go see Katie in the Halloween parade. Nikki inquires as to what follows. Victoria is willing to have an open dialogue with her son about Chelsea if he so desires, during their private time together. She needs to fix the problems that have arisen. Nikki reassures her that her loved ones are always available to help. Their affection is mutual. While Harrison is sound asleep on the honeymoon, Summer has a plan for the couple's next move. Kyle advises that they take some nap time. Summer gives him a kiss and jokes that she could use a massage. After Harrison enters the room, Kyle gives her a kiss on the shoulders and she turns to pull him onto the bed. Zippy jolted him awake. They embrace the young man who hopes to spend the rest of his life with them. While chilling in the park, Chelsea runs across Johnny. After her greeting, Victoria immediately shows up. As in, what the heck is going on? Chelsea is asked by Johnny if she is following him, but she says that's not true. Johnny breaks the news to Victoria that he wants to go. Because she needs to speak with Chelsea, she tells him to go to Crimson Lights and wait there. Nick is upset at Newman because he had to terminate Sally and tells Nikki about it. The man thinks it's a blunder, period. Nikki doesn't want to pick a side. Nick presses his mother on whether or not she agrees with her decision to fire Sally and promote Nate. Nikki isn't as emotionally attached as he is, and she wonders whether he'll try to downplay their personal relationship. Nick assumes Victoria told their mother what she was thinking and claims it's none of his business. Nikki clarifies that this isn't any random female being discussed. Nick is in no mood for a reprimand. When asked about Summer's possible reaction, Nikki says, "Did you not think about how Summer would react?" She worries about the effects on Adam and notes that Victor dislikes Sally. That's his problem, Nick says sarcastically. Nikki is curious as to whether or not he considered the possibility that this would cause Adam to dislike him. Nick's concern isn't for Adam, but for Sally and Chloe, who, honestly, deserve better than this, and so does Newman Media. Nate should not be promoted to CEO because doing so would be detrimental to the business. Nikki tells her son not to worry about Sally, she will be fine. While in the club, Sally remembers her first day at Newman Media as CEO and wonders what else she can do to impress herself. She calls Chloe and tells her over the phone that the worst possible thing has happened. Overhearing, Phyllis says, "Hey Sally, weekday, problems at Newman Media?" she asks, looking like she could have gotten some rocks in her Halloween bag. Oh no. Despite Sally's suggestion that Phyllis move to a table across the room, Phyllis instead chooses to sit at the bar next to Sally. She probably is having issues at work and isn't at all surprised that she's in hot water. According to Sally, her history of success speaks for itself. Phyllis claims she was only hired despite her lack of expertise because her ex-boyfriend arranged it. Sally advises her to stop staring at her. Phyllis elaborates by saying that Sally is to fault for her predicament. Sally could elaborate at length but chooses not to. She has more dignity than Phyllis and will leave without a fight. While walking through the park with Victoria, Chelsea explains that she wasn't there to ambush Johnny. Victoria insists she needs to have a frank conversation with her. She needs to stop adding to Johnny's anguish and bafflement. Despite the boy's apparent preference, she persists in her efforts to persuade him otherwise. She should just go if she ever sees him again. To show that she agrees, Chelsea simply nods.